Welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux. So far we have seen the importance of footprinting and reconnaissance, and I've shown you several different tools as to how you can go ahead and gather information. But every time you need to go ahead and download stuff, and just to be sure that in case you are a malicious hacker, and if you're trying to gather information and you're searching these tools via Google and gathering information, then you need to know that even Google keeps a record of your search. So next time if you're trying to do something wrong, and Google will always have a trace on you, and they can easily follow your footsteps, which email ID you're using, which IP address have been used from your ID to access it, and what all can be done. So the best approach would be to use a different browser and different rather than Chrome. I would prefer Mozilla, or the best one that we have over here, default is Iceweasel in Kali Linux. But there is one more secure browser which is known as Tor browser, but I would not recommend downloading anything through that because it would again go ahead and waive off your anonymity. So, but still there are different ways. I won't be disclosing each and every one of them, but there are ways as to how you can go ahead and anonymously download stuff so that your paths could not be traced and you can be anonymous. So assuming that you have all the tools, but still there are some or the other point that all the tools may not work on one operating system. Let's say if you're using the Ubuntu, then you may have problems downloading the RPM package, or the latest update may not be available. If you're using Windows, then it's more or less I'm sure that you won't have all the tools available on Windows, because hacking is not actually used when you're using Windows. Hacking cannot be done only by using a operating system like Windows. You need an open source system like Linux. Even I can prefer Mac, but Windows, nah, no, it's a total no. So, but why do we have to go through Macs or operating system like Windows when we have our own Kali Linux, and we have all those tools such as Whois or the Harvester or any related DNS queries that we want? I can straight away go ahead and gather this information through my only only operating system, that is Kali Linux. So yes. So I would be showing you today all those things that we could do through Kali Linux, and we don't even have to download a single tool from the web, and there is no question of anyone tracing you at all. So the information gathering steps of footprinting and scanning are the most important before hacking. Good information gathering can make the difference between a successful penetration testing and one that has failed to provide maximum benefit to a client. We can say that information is a weapon. A successful penetration testing and a hacking process needs a lot of relevant information, and that is why information gathering, or the so-called footprinting, is the first step of hacking, and it is the most important. Because if you have correct information, then you can do anything you want. If you have wrong information, then you may not be able to hack the right party, or you may even go ahead and just expose yourself to everyone that you have all this information. So gathering valid login names and emails are the most important part of penetration testing. So there is a tool in Kali Linux that is known as the Harvester. I'll just go ahead and show it out to you. Then here I'll just go ahead and start the Harvester directly. Yep. So the Harvester has been developed in Python. It's been written in Python by Christian Martorella, and if you don't know Python, then you surely need to go ahead and learn. Although just using this tool does not require your knowledge of Python, but still Python is a good programming language, that's why. And it is a tool which provides, the Harvester is a tool which provides us information about the email accounts, usernames, host names, subdomains from different public sources like search engines and PGP key server. This tool is designed to help penetration tester on an earlier stage. It is an effective, simple, and quite easy to use tool. The sources supported are Google, their emails, subdomains, hostname, Google profiles such as employee names, Bing search, PGP servers, LinkedIn, Exalead, and the new features would include time delay between requests, XML results export, searching a domain in all sources, and virtual host verifier. So if you're using Kali Linux, you can just go ahead on the terminal and use the command the Harvester, and okay, and it will run. So you can see that all of these things, and make sure that you go through all of these things again, and because it's very useful and it will give you much more knowledge rather than just copying my thing over here and pasting it on your terminal. So it's very much important that you go through all of these commands and what it does, because I would be using them today. And just in case it is not available for your distribution, that means if you're not using Kali Linux, you can easily download it from, we have under, I'll just go ahead and open my Google Chrome and let me check if my Google is still working. Yep. So you can just go to http and I'll type code.google.com/p/the harvester, and let me check. Okay, so here we have in the GIT hub the latest resources available. So it shows you what it all does. That means passive discovery, virtual host, Bing, that's pinging server host, and the active directory, that is the DNS brute force, DNS reverse lookup, and DNS TDL expansion, and TLD directory brute force enumeration as well, which is quite important. So now we know how these work, what does this thing do. We will first go ahead and implement these things on a Kali Linux, on our any normal web page, and then we will see how it works exactly.